When I wanted to ask you about GDPR and what's going on, you're based in Europe now. You speak to a lot of people. What is sort of the awareness, concern, action? Give us an update.
Sure. So this is, in fact, an update of some rules that were written many years ago, probably about 23 years ago. This is an update. It is, in fact, an 88-page document with 99 rules and restrictions about privacy and data. And so, has everybody read all those pages? I don't think so. Is there an awareness about this? Absolutely. There's a big difference between awareness and preparedness, however. And the rules also require that any multinational doing business or wanting to do business in the EU has to comply with these rules as well. About 75% of people in the United States, for example, companies in the United States, say they're ready for this. However, only about 1 in 4 professionals in the UK itself say that they are prepared. So interesting, and who knows if those numbers are right, but that's what research is saying. But there's a big difference between, as I said, awareness and preparedness. And being prepared means, number one, hiring privacy and data experts, and number two, making sure that everyone in the organization is involved in this discussion and in the preparedness and in the action. And so it's not just the purview of the marketer. It is every business function in a company. So awareness, preparedness, two different things.
So as we look a few months ahead, and we'll meet in Cannes after the rules kick in, what do you think the impact will be? Is it kind of hard to say, or what are your thoughts about how companies will operate, how the landscape could change?
Well, I do think there's a gray area in this area of consent, and getting consumers' consent on the usage of their data. That's kind of a tricky area, and I think that will be where we see some of the bumps, is in how do we get the consumer's permission, and where's the gray in that permission? And I think we already sort of understand some of the sort of tenuousness between those collecting the data and using the data and those whose data it is. So consumer consent, I think, will be a challenge, and I think also the notion that this is all about a value exchange, and the notion that I'm using your data in a respectful way and in a way that enhances my relationship with you, that's really where the hinge is. And so I think those who understand how to provide more value will do well, but I think those who aren't paying attention to the importance of that value exchange, there will be a challenge there.
And this may be a simplistic question, but who is most at risk, or who really needs to get their act together? Is it the publishers? Is it the agency people? Or is it the platforms, or the vendors, or everybody, or...
And the marketers.
And the marketers.
All of the above. All of the above. I mean, this is, after all, it's a gigantic ecosystem, and there's no sort of set of players who is more responsible than others. Everybody has responsibility for this. And I actually think there's a positive side to this, Andy. The issues of trust and transparency that have plagued the industry for a bit, we now have to address those with this new set of requirements. And so I think there could be some very positive outcomes where trust is reestablished with the consumer, and maybe we'll have a more engaged consumer. If we're asking permission and the consumer says yes, maybe that means they're leaning in a little bit more, that they'll be more engaged. So there's always a positive side to things, but we will definitely have some bumps along the way.